live directly from the another warm-up show booth. This is your co-host directly from the Sunshine State in Florida. Coach Frenchy ready to rock and roll Friday, April 8th, 2022. And we have to find a co-host from Canada, Ontario, Toronto, Mr. ENORTAP in the house.
Hello, Coach. Happy Friday. Hello, Hockey Nation.
Welcome, everybody. It's going to be a really great show today. Don't forget, it's a fun day Friday. That's why we call it Friday, Mr. ENORTAP. We do fun things. Last week, we did the lineup NHL with all its fun number. Today, it's the time for the Hall of Famer. Hall of Fame in Toronto. Boy. You're from Toronto. How many times did you visit the Hall of Fame?
About 5 or 6 times.
5 or 6 times. So today you have 5 questions. Hopefully you're going to remember something happening over there. And you say, oh, I remember I said this on the kiosk over there. And I remember those. So the good news is you have to call a friend, by the way. If ever you don't have the good answer or you're looking, so, Coach, I cannot get it. So you need to call a friend. So you go to call someone in the chat and said, I'm calling Mr. Yamo. Example, Yamo have to tell us the answer to helping you if you get it. And that's what's going to happening today. So not easy question, I've been honest with you. 3 of the 5, I did not find it. I did not know, no clue about that one over there. But we have a lot of people already in the chat. First of all, we're directly from South Florida, number 1 president of Florida Betters, Getter, Team Rock, Team T in the house.
Hello, welcome. Oh, boy.
Here's going on here. I cannot do the game, the Panthers.
Because?
Because, first of all, I'm blacked out on the ESPN Plus.
You've been kicked
out?
And
the Marlins play, and they put the Marlins over the Panthers.
No.
So the only way I can see the game is when the Marlins going to be finished, and we expect the game will be finished about 7:30, 7:45. So they're losing right now 3-0 against the Giants, and so that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to go to do the Blues again the Wild at 8:00 p.m. So I look forward to see everybody in the house tonight over there. But we have Mr. Bar Down Production in the house tonight.
Hello.
Welcome aboard.
Happy Friday.
Samuel Arias, welcome aboard.
Samuel.
Bryce Garrett, welcome back, Bryce.
Hey, Bryce.
From Utah. I'm sure you still have some snow over there in Utah right now, but we're interested to hear from Ron if the snow, where is the snow now? But welcome back, Mr. Ron with Kings 20 in the house.
Hey, Ron.
Oh, they lost last night 3-2 against the Oilers, Mr. ENORTAP.
Trouble.
I watched the game, by the way, until 1 o'clock. I cannot watch it because I said, oh, maybe I'm going to beat ENORTAP if the Oilers can handle them there, and that's happening. So he kept me awake until I watched it after they had the Flames, and it was like... I don't know. I cannot go to bed anyway. Howsoever is from Finland, Yamo Tannen in the house.
Hello, Yarmo. Welcome.
He's back as the moderator of the Hockey Nation Live Show. I'm talking about Danny Butterbean T.
Hey, Danielson. How's it going?
And Mr. Luciano Graziano.
Hey, Luciano, those Jays.
And directly from Seattle, welcome back, number 1 friend, the Kraken, and also the Edmonton Oilers is doing well. And Mike Smith was on fire last night, by the way. But welcome back, Mr. Stratic is in the house.
Hey, Stratic.
He said he was upset about the game, but it was a great game to watch. I'll be honest with you, Ron. Yes, I agree with you. They play very well. It's going to be one of the best first round series to watch if they play each other. I expect will happen, but we'll see. It's going to happen. And finally, Miss Kelly in the house.
Hey, Kelly. Welcome.
And she said that Tiger Wood is +1. I don't want. I didn't watch the Master at all. I don't know.
Not good enough.
I don't
But
know.
at least
It's
he's
not
making
on
the
my
effort.
pedigree.
He's making the effort. It's quite a feat for him just to return. So whatever his
But
score is at the end,
but
it's
I
an
don't watch the
accomplishment.
Master. But we have a one hole today. Sink did it at the 16th today. One hole. 185 yards. I don't know how many yards it is, but he put that right there with the ball, about 35 feet from the hole, and the balls turn around and go slowly, and the hole slowly at the end, and then run all the way in. And it looked like they call this like a one of hole. By the way, I did one in my life. Another story,
did?
but yeah, I did this with 100. It was 183 yards with an iron 4. I'm not a good golfer anyway, and I hit that ball, and I never knew it was in. Nobody knew. We just figured out. I looked my ball for about 20 minutes. I did not find it. I don't carry on a lot of balls, so every ball is important for me. So I don't have that much money, so I don't buy a lot of balls. So I'm looking like a rat looking for all the balls. So anyway, my ball was in the hole, so I get a 1-hole. But the funny thing, Mr. ENORTAP, is 2 holes after that, I have about 220 yards to go. I said, okay, look like I'm lucky with my iron 4 today. It was why not to hit this? Maybe I'm going to explode with 200. But the funny thing, I broke my iron 4. I broke the shaft of my iron 4, and I lost my iron 4. So it was that's how it
Yeah,
was. My
that'll
only
do
one
it.
in my life happened. But it's true. Not many people saw it. We was only 3 players, but that's the only thing happened
That was
about that
enough.
one there. LA, Edmonton, keeping Vegas out of the playoff from Stratic, he said. Would be interesting. John Grega in the house tonight.
Hey, John. How's it going?
Oh, everything is big over there, but last night it was very small. I'm talking about Joseph LANHAM with Mr. Andrew Hammond in the house today.
Welcome, Joseph.
Oh, the Hamburglar didn't do very well last night. 7-6 goal. The game before, 7 goal. This is the end for him, unfortunately.
Well, did you notice all the goals? They had the book out on him. All the goals Montreal scored, glove side, glove side, glove side.
He is done.
He is. He is.
He's done. Yeah,
Sorry,
nothing to say
Danny.
about that. We kind of the dry winter he said run, so that's good to see that. I really want Edmonton to be the king and OT, so I would be help Alistair more ahead of Vegas, but it does not work out. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sure, but
I'm sensing some animosity towards Vegas.
you're lucky Adam is not here. But that's another story. Richard Mullen in the house. And
Hey, Richard.
Mr. Nick back in the house. Blackhawks fan 97 with Kate and Oshawa and Hopper. Welcome back. And open up because he's not there today. He's not going to be in the jail.
Hey,
We're
Nick.
going to talk about this in the next few seconds. But Mr. Nooner, welcome back.
Hey, rehabilitation time, Nina. Welcome back.
We give you a pass out for the weekend, so you're not going to stuck there for 3 more days. So we said, you know what? We're going to give him a chance right now. Don't go there. And he replied with a big 7-3 last night, Mr. ENORTAP for Nooner. So he did very well about that one over there. Patrice was on the ice for practice with the Knights today. Yep, it's a game decision for what we heard about that. I'm so tired. I was back to work today. Oh, my God. Sorry to hear that, Mr. Blackhawk, but glad to see you aboard. Congratulations. Talking about Mr. ENORTAP, let's dive in right away here. Let's show what happened yesterday for all the predictions. First of all, guys, congratulations, everybody. Everybody did very well, Mr. ENORTAP last night. Congratulations for everybody. Nobody go to jail and today. Everybody get out. Coach Jean Grega, Jose Duarte, Pierre Martin, Luciano, Graziano. 8-2 last night. They nailed it. And Mr. ENORTAP with Andrew Lepage We have also Nooner. His best day of the week. He keep this for the Thursday. Blackhawks 97, first time joined us yesterday. And also Richard Molin, Yamo Vartanin, and Dixon Automobile Group 7 and 3 yesterday. And François Pitre with the Round with Kings 20. And of course Kelly. And also Andy Koivula. I have a 6 and 4, and the rest of you are not there yet. The names coming, like Joseph, Allen, and then Danny T with 5 and 5. They are the record yesterday. And the right score, Yamo hit a hat trick yesterday, Mr. ENORTAP. Congratulations for Yamo. 3 score yesterday. And then ENORTAP and François Pitre and Luciano and other people, plus one, many of them have a good one over there. So congratulations. And then I believe Richard Molin got the right score at 58, something like that. And then we have a couple of people get a fantasy player, Mr. ENORTAP, with Matthew and Sebastian Ao. So congratulations. And finally, Luciano still take the lead with 26 and 10 at that moment over John Gregor at 24. A few people of us are at 23. Me and you were excluded at 21, but that's normal because I listen to you. And then we have Nooner at 14, but we have other people, Kelly, ENORTAP, and everybody else are on the line. And then we put the people on the right, the 1, 2. So the last days, the calendar the days is how many times did you play in the show so far. So that's what we're at, Mr. ENORTAP. So congratulations, everybody. We're going to put the leaderboard of the weekend. If you want to join us for the weekend, like Saturday, Sunday, what you do, Mr. ENORTAP, you send an email to coach@coachfrenchy.com, and we register all your weekend prediction, everything like that.
Sounds good.
Anything else?
That's a great evening, eh?
Yeah, I think it was pretty good to see that, everybody, to get back over there. We have a few people back in the house. First of all, we have Alexis Zubik, the scout, is in the house. And Peter Winstock. Peter is a great coach, Mr. ENORTAP. Peter is always coaching hockey, youth travel, everything like that from Ontario. So we don't see him a lot this year, but we know he's busy with his family, everything like that. But Peter, welcome back in the house today.
Yeah,
thanks for joining us. Coach said, Kelly said, tell ENORTAP anyone +4 and better make it, so that girl will make it. That's good.
Yeah, probably. More likely.
I see. But I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to the beach. But that's another story. Speaking of golf, are the course in Vegas any good? Asking for a team. I don't know.
I don't know. I never golfed in Vegas. So
when I go to Vegas, I don't go to the golf. I go to other location. But, you know, that's something could happen sometime. Peter, when Abs beat the lead again, Peter said that tomorrow night, a big game tomorrow, Toronto, Montreal, for sure. Mr. Pierre Pete Martin in the house. And we have Michael Divileno. Michael James is in the house, Mr. ENORTAP. Michael, I bet he's somewhere in Columbus, traveling somewhere else. I don't know where he's at. He was in New York. Now I think he's over there. Interesting to see Michael. Thanks for joining us. Alexis, j'ai une question pour toi, ENORTAP. Je suis busy avec ma liste de draft. J'ai trop hâte de passer quand j'ai des doutes. Parfait, mon homme. Vegas has great connecting flight to everywhere. Si je me fais engager, parfait, mon Alexis. Like Arizona and Nashville, Buck said about the traveling, everything like that. So that's how it works, Mr. ENORTAP. I don't know what he feels, but it's time for you, Mr. ENORTAP. I don't know how you're ready to rock and roll, but it's time for what? It's time for... What? Not that one. Did I last you? Are you killing me? It's time to bring you back, first of all, here. I don't know why. He gave me comment 9. Why did he give me that comment 9 and he sent me to another place? So I'm going to bring you here. Here we go. We find it. Face up, ENORTAP. What pay attention the last 24 hours? What happening, Mr. ENORTAP? What pay you happening yesterday. Can you tell us a little bit more around the NHL? So welcome back, Mr. ENORTAP. Drop that part.
Holy smokes, coach. We had 10 games last night. 10! Count them. And just a good 6 of them had impacts directly on the standings. So we're starting to see things slowly coming to vision a little bit more in terms of who's in and who's out. I mean, mathematically, it's still not there, but I'm sure as we get into this weekend, some things will look a little bit clearer by Monday morning. First game we had, Nashville did what they had to do. They disposed of Ottawa 3-2. Very closely contested game. If you watch this game, it was just as chippy and rough as the game with Nashville and Minnesota the day before or 2 days ago. There were a lot of behind the scene kind of dirty hits. I was noticing. It seems like Nashville is really determined to impose themselves on teams physically, and to show that they're not going to be pushed around. And it worked yesterday again with a different opponent. The Montreal New Jersey game, I don't know. It was kind of a weird game. I think really Jake Allen kept them in this game for the longest time. We didn't. That first period was really manifestation of bad hockey on Montreal's behalf. They weren't clearing their own end zone. They were making poor passes. The trend, you can tell, not having their two young defensemen, and here we are. They've only played maybe 2 or 3 times, but guys like Harris and Barron were dearly missed. I know a couple of the other defensemen had 2 or 3 points, but they're not puck carriers, and it really impacted Montreal's game. Fortunately for Montreal was the fact that New Jersey played just as poorly and were giving up a lot of turnovers. And Montreal, once they had it in the offensive zone, they did a good job of pursuing the puck and getting the most out of the opportunities that were given to them. The Rangers, here we go again, 3 in a row now against Pittsburgh. It looks very much like this will be a first round matchup between these two guys. They've won all 3 games. New York has. I know they were without Crosby, Pittsburgh, but they weren't. They had them the other 2 games, and Shesterkin did what he had to do to ensure the victory there. What's more important was also the fact that Carolina looks like they were going to be challenged by Buffalo, which they were. It was 3-1 at 2-0, and then 3-1 for the longest period of time. They got a goal late in the second period to reduce that lead, and then they, uncharacteristically, because they don't have very many goal scorers on that team, but they took over the play in the third period, totally dominated Buffalo in that third period in my eyes, and came out with that very much needed 5-3 victory that kind of keeps them in first place, and for their sake, it hopefully keeps them there for the rest of the year. No surprise in my eyes, Seattle and Chicago. I expected a boring, low-scoring game, 2-0. Right now, Chicago looks like it's a mess. I think a lot of change is going to have to come this summer for them. Even their best goal scorers are not putting the puck in the net right now, and they don't have somebody like Fleury to save the day for them. Of course, what can we say about Austin Matthews? 2 more goals with the winner in overtime. They got the victory 4-3, which was fantastic for them. But more importantly, I think the fact that Dallas went in there and got a point, which is what I anticipated might happen between these two teams, that was a huge point for Dallas. Even though it was at home, and with a little bit of better luck, could have won that game. Then the other game that was extremely important was the Edmonton and LA. I don't know. I watched most of this game, especially towards the end. I didn't think it was a great game, to be honest with you. It looked more like very much like a chess match, and it's like they were almost hoping that they can take each other to overtime and then let the better team get that point. But you know what? I'm really pleased. I'm starting to see the good side of Smith again. He's been playing very good hockey in the last 2 or 3 games, and even Koskinen, when he was in, he was decent. He was very good. If Edmonton can get that type of defense, or sorry, that type of goaltending in the playoffs, they're going to be a hard out. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And of course, finally, Calgary did what they had to do as well. They disposed of a decimated San Jose team 4-2.
Denver beat Michigan 3-2.
Yes, indeed.
Minnesota State beat the Michigan. Minnesota State beat Michigan. And we have a question about from Mike about Dryden Mickey, goaltender from Michigan State. Unbelievable. 4 years over there. He's been with Michigan State. Never been drafted, by the way.
Oh, wow.
He's been 1.76, 1.31, 1.54, 1.21, and I'm talking about 42, 26, 37, 34 game, and they are 0.92, and 4 is the lowest of everywhere of the last 4 games. So we'll be interested in what could happen about Drayden Mickey, like Michael said.
Yeah.
So he's not drafted by anybody. Goaltender, 24 years old now. 97, born in Illinois in the Downer Groove. Played his hockey in the AAA, and he went only to NA before he go to the USHL. He been only 1 game in the USHL. No, not true. He got traded to the Madison after that. But talking about Michigan, everybody. First of all, Axel Rendell signed a new contract, ELC, with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Owen Power, first-round pick last season with the Buffalo Sabres. Nick Blackenberg, the captain of the Michigan Drake, got a new contract with the Columbus Blue Jacket. Ken Johnson, first-round pick for the Columbus Blue Jacket last season, signed also his ELC. Spencer Martin, surprisingly, signed a 1-year contract one way at $1.525 million. Can he become the new backup for the Damco? It'll be interesting about that. Then after that, we have Max Ellis, right wing, and again for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Noah Philippe got another, no, it was a couple of days ago. So that's what happening during the day. All the new contract, ELC, we know at that moment, a lot of people do all the kind of stuff like that. So we appreciate everybody. Don't forget, guys, click on the likes. Thomas Cook in the house. Panthers 5-2, Mr. ENORTAP. We have RJ Calabro. Welcome back.
Hey, RJ.
Why do you think the ref did not call a hook all down on the Edmonton Premier camp for the getting a breakaway? Yeah, I know that one over there. I don't know why they did do that.
Looks very questionable.
Yep. About that.
They didn't want to decide the game.
A lot of things. Boston 5, Yankees 6, Mr. ENORTAP. The Yankees open up their everything. Minnesota State, back Michael said, go Yankees, go. A lot of games, just like Salbon, the master, is going to be in final versus Denver. Yep, that's what happened. Also, Nick Blankenberg signed, yes. Captain for the Michigan signed with the Columbus Blue Jacket. That's happening. Mr. ENORTAP, it's time for you to Panthers win the Larson League. Giroux retire. We're going to go here. And we're going to start that over there. So we're going to give you each question. 5 questions. We're going to play for about 5, 7, 8 minutes. and go from 30 people in that chat can join us. Don't forget, everybody, to click on the likes. That'd be awesome. First question is all about the Hall of Fame, Mr. ENORTAP. So,
Oh my God!
they are easy questions, so don't worry about that. I know you're good about what we do here. So let's start it with first one here. Hall of Fame. When it comes to the Stanley Cup championship ring nowadays, opulence and storytelling through design and the name of the game, which team commemorate their victory by having the number 5 built and the logo on the front of the rink? I need to look at the clock. So anybody in the chat, you can join us. Mr. ENORTAP, you can... you're going to give us an answer when you know, and then if you're wrong, I'm going to give you another chance with a tip where you can get it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. What's your first attempt?
Well, I'm thinking if it's the number 5, it either represents number of a player or it represents the amount of victories, the amount of cups that they won. I'm going to think it's the number of cups that they've won. So it has to be somebody that's won 5 cups in a row. And I'm going to go with it's probably Montreal.
Montreal. Whoop, not that one over there. Not that one over there. Jesus, I'm getting now.
Oh, wrong one.
All right. East Conference.
East Conference. Back in the day. There's no East. Let's see. Who could it be?
Welcome back, Mr. Real Deal.
Yeah, you got me stumped there. That's not Montreal then. I mean, it could. No, it couldn't be.
Answer now.
Don't I get my call? Well, in New York Islanders, I guess. Has to be. They're the only other team that...
So you go with Islanders?
Islanders, yeah. No.
Metropolitan Division.
Oh, now you're making it more... Gotta think. It's the Rangers. No.
We have good one answer in the chat so far, and she did it. The Pittsburgh Penguins, ladies and gentlemen, and 2016-2017 Cup. They put the number 5 on the rink.
Wow. Yeah. Why the number 5?
That was the 5th time.
Their 5th cup?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking in a row.
So
okay,
you was right with what you said at the beginning, the number or something like that, but you close. It's all good. Yeah. Don't worry about this. That's what we play.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Here we go. Question number 2.
Oh my God!
Mr. ENORTAP, question number 2. We're going to read, then let it go. Which Hall of Famer became the first freshman to win the Hobby Baker Trophy Award in 1993?
Oh my. That's a tough one too. The first Hall of Famer, first freshman to win the Hobie. Oh my.
First attempts?
Don't know. I'm trying to think here. first freshman to win the Hobie in 1993.
The Hobie Baker, guys,
yeah.
is the MVP in the NCAA college. Yep. Yamo. Here we go, Mr. ENORTAP.
My goodness. Is it a goalie? Can I ask? Is it a goalie? No, it's not.
The player we're looking, he won number 9 when he played in NHL.
I don't know. That's a good one. I got to go back to the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
I have no idea.
He was, I would say to you, he stopped to play hockey because of the injuries.
Wow, I don't know. Because of injuries. How long was he in the league?
And the player played for the University of Maine. And we have one good answer. I don't know. She looked like she knows every hockey players because she did it again. Kelly said Paul Carrier. Okay. University of Maine in 1993 was a first round pick during that year, and he won the Hobie Baker. Hobie Baker, guys, is the MVP of the Division NCAA.
Oh my God!
Question number 3, Mr. ENORTAP.
Not going well.
Yeah, it's not easy. Before there was the original 6, there was 4 teams that compete in the first season NHL. Who are they? The 4 teams play, and you don't have to get that. You can give me one by one. It's no matter. And I would tell you if you're right or wrong. The original 4 teams in NHL during the first year.
In the first year?
Yep. Welcome, John Lowry. You can give me one team at a time, it's no matter.
Yeah.
Like you can look, you give me 2, then I'll go to looking more after that.
The
I will help you.
Toronto Arenas, I think.
Toronto Arena, you got 1.
I gotta believe the Ottawa Senators.
You got 2.
And then here's the tricky part. I know it's in Montreal now. Were they called the Canadiens at the time? I'm gonna go with it's either the Canadiens or at the time they may have been called the Wanderers.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Wanderers, the Montreal Wanderers.
Okay, and number 4.
And number 4, it's gotta be. We got Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa.
10 seconds.
I don't know who the 4. Sorry? Yeah, 10 seconds. No pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah, it's before any of the American teams. So I gotta believe. I don't think Quebec wasn't in at the time. I don't know. I don't know who the 4th one is.
The funny things, guys, is nobody got it in the chat, by the way. Is because you have 2 teams in Montreal.
The Canadiens, yes. That's why
the Toronto Arenas, the Ottawa Senator, the Montreal Wanderer, and the Montreal Canadian. So that was the 4th team. Nobody from New York with us. So Congratulations for everybody. Try it. Let's move on to the next one. It was a good one, Mr. ENORTAP.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's better.
What was the first video game to ever feature NHL in its title, and what system did it come out on? What is the first video game with NHL on it, and which system do you use on the computer for that one over there?
Wow. With NHL in its title.
Welcome back, RJ. Peter said A-Box. Real said, what a question. Welcome back, Real Deal, by the way.
I know.
Ron said Super Nintendo. Yeah, Sega. NHL 94. I play NHL 93 on Sega Mega Drive. It's also last game I play.
Yeah, I think it is.
Atari.
NHL 94.
I love this question. People love it. I love this question. It's a good one.
Yeah, I think it's NHL 94.
No. Keep looking.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody right now in the chat, with all the answers, we have about 10, 12 answers. Nobody is right so far.
Wow.
You have to go before those 94. The first one ever.
The Commodore. Oh, man.
All right, because we missed the time, I will give it to you for everybody.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
The NHL hockey on the Mattel and television, 1979.
Oh my gosh. Was that the one with the puck and the two vertical bars?
Here we go. Last question of the day. And it was a good one, this one. All right, this one is a bit easier for you, Mr. ENORTAP. I know you know hockey, so it'll be easy for you. I said, I need to give him one for today. Not that one. I apologize. This is the answer. Well, Jesus. Here we go. Which Hall of Famer was nearly purchased for $1 million, a record at Hall of Sport at the time, after a two-team owner discussed the lucrative transaction over a drink at Hooters? Danny said me.
No way. Me.
All right. Any answer for the first attempt?
I don't know. It's vaguely familiar, but I can't put a name to it.
All right. He has a brother.
Esposito. Has to be a brother. Hall. Dennis Hall and Bobby Hall. No. Richard.
The brother played together.
Richard. No.
Both brothers. No, sorry. Yes, both brothers played for the Montreal Canadiens.
Richard.
One of them played for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Mahavlich.
You got it? Frank Mahavlich got by for $1 million. Hall of Famer. About Stratsik said Mahavlich about that one there. It was not easy, Mr. ENORTAP. I know. I was just trying to go on the all five. By the way, those questions, it came from Danny. he sent me a bunch of video, and I pick it up, and that's what they are. So I just
so we
want to
have
share it
Danny
with
to
you,
blame.
everybody, about. So
Gotcha.
it's not my fault, Mr. Notap. It's all because Mr. Danny. So
Yeah,
I'm
can
always
you give
find a
him a
way to get
punch,
out with
please?
not my fault at the end
Give
of
him
the
a
day.
punch. Give him a punch.
Here we go. Time for the 5 game tonight. Congratulations, everybody, for yesterday. Your prediction, pretty good night for everybody yesterday, honestly. And can we continue to do this one right now tonight? We go from there, Mr. Notap. You are the rock and roll for the next 25 minutes.
Okay, 25 minutes. Wow.
Well,
It
we're
won't
going
take
to go a little
anywhere
bit
near
late
that.
because we don't have no game at 7
I'll
whatsoever.
slow it down. I'll slow it down. First game, we got Boston and Tampa. Should be a dandy of a game here, I think. Tampa's, in the midst of a bit of a slump of their own. They're trying to stay positive in the midst of this. They've actually had they're on a 3 game losing streak, but it's the 5th time that it's happened this year, which is quite strange for Stanley Cup champions to be going through that. I wonder if a lot of this is just the fatigue of the length of time that they've gone through over 2 years, going right to the max, having very little time off. It'll be interesting to see how they react as they get into the playoffs. I don't think that they're overly worried about whether they're playing at home or on the road or who they're playing. They just want to get the dance going. They're going to attempt to end their skid tonight against Boston. The winner will assume sole possession of 3rd place in the Atlantic Division. In the most recent loss to Washington, Stamkos, he set up in the first period, late in the first period, he set up Nicholas Paul on a beauty to extend his own personal point streak to 8 games. Stammer, who now leads the team in goals with 32 and points 79, has tallied twice in 3 meetings with Boston this year. So he's kind of had Boston's number. Um, Overall, he has 25 goals, 36 points in 44 encounters with the Boston Bruins. So they're remarkable numbers against that team. Kucherov is currently on a 6 game point streak. He had an assist in the Lightning's 3-2 loss in Boston on March the 24th. We're looking for, probably bigger things as we go down to the wire from Kucherov and into the playoffs. Boston was 17-3-1 before they lost to Detroit the other night, 5-3. Cassidy took issue with the fact that they had a very lackluster, punchless type of power play. As a matter of fact, they failed on all 9 of its opportunities over the last 2 games that they've played, including an 0-4 effort against the Red Wings in that loss. Pasternak, who was sorely missed in the last game, has 5 of his team-leading 38 goals against the Lightning. He scored 2 in a 5-2 romp in Tampa Bay on January the 8th before notching his 12th career hat trick on March the 24th. Bergeron collected a goal and an assist Tuesday to boost his point total to 12 in his last 9 games. And McAvoy's been on fire as well for Boston. The last point I want to bring out here is that Boston, and this kind of convinced me afterwards, Boston is actually 5-15 in the last 20 times that they have played Tampa Bay. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay to continue that streak, and they're going to win 4-3, probably in overtime.
I just said Pasternak and Lingholm is out.
Is Pasternak still out? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they were hoping he'd start or get in. Oh, well, that'll hurt him too. Next game, we have the Islanders and Carolina. The Islanders and the Hurricanes have continued down opposite paths since meeting in the season opener. right? If you recall, they opened up the very first game of the year. The Hurricanes now they sit on top of the division standings as they gear for another postseason run, while the Islanders are on the outside looking in and waiting for next year. But credit to them, they haven't given up. The Islanders, they're playing teams very hard. They're trying to establish that same continuity that they had in the last couple of years, especially going to the semifinals in their conference last couple of years. They want to, get back to that type of form. They when New York and Carolina met on October 14th, the Hurricane won 6-3 behind 2 goals and an assist from Svechnikov. But they haven't faced off since then. So, we got two totally different teams now. We'll see what happens here. The Carolina remained hot after the season opening victory, winning its first 9 games. However, as of late in the last couple of weeks, they haven't really been themselves at all. I know they scored a nice victory yesterday, but there's still some areas of concern with their lack of secondary scoring on the team. The Islanders have posted an impressive 27-18-4 record since that huge losing streak of 11 games that they had. I think it was back in November, and it extended all the way to early December. The Islanders should be getting back their number one goalie, Sorokin, after he missed 4 games with an injury. I'm not sure if he's going to start tonight, if it was confirmed or not.
Which one?
The last time Sorokin. Is he
Is
confirmed?
look like he's confirmed.
Okay, great. Because he was very he was doing extremely well before the injury. He had the second best save percentage in the NHL at 927, and the fifth best goals against at 2.3. So that's going to be a huge help for them. But Anderson could be in net tonight. That's not confirmed for sure.
It's confirmed now by Yamo.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
great. So it's going to be a great goaltending duo. I think it'll be relatively low scoring. I'm going to take Carolina to win this one 4-2.
At the same time, Sorokin, yeah. What I would like to say also, the time he left, Varlamov did very good for Islanders, by the way.
He did. But I mean, if it wasn't for Sorokin, Varlamov actually has had quite an off year, with the exception of the last little while where he seemed to be coming around. Ever
Yep.
since there was a threat that he might get traded, that's happened. Next, we have Buffalo and Florida. Now, Buffalo's on a back-to-back here. They played last night. They played actually a very good 2 periods, I would say, but they've been impressive as of late. Their youth has been really carrying the team. They've got some really good size up front as well, and it's been a pleasure to see them finally starting to come around, and picking up Krebs definitely helped their cause. So we'll see where it takes them in the future, but they're fresh off of Florida is coming fresh off of that come from behind against the Leafs when they won in overtime 7-6. They're the comeback cats, as they've been coined. But they're gonna have to really. I know it sounds like a broken record, but they're gonna have to really close down their defense a little bit more. I'm kind of worried about their goaltending. I've been saying it all along. This is the only place that I see a bit of a hole with the Florida team. When Bobrovsky's on, he's one of the best, and when he's not, it creates problems for Florida. And come playoff time, they cannot get into situations where they have to dig themselves out of 2, 3, 4 goal deficits. The games come quick and furious, and teams really close down opportunities on you. So Florida has to get this solved very quickly. For tonight, I think they should have no problem against Buffalo. I'm going to take them to win this 6-3. They've also defeated Buffalo in all 3 of their previous meetings, so I don't anticipate this being much different. And our
Yep.
4th game of the night, we have Minnesota and St. Louis. Probably the hardest one for me to select here. I think I went back and forth between these 2 teams for a good 10, 15 minutes. There were pros and cons on both sides. Second place for these 2 in the Central Division is on the line tonight. I think they really are going to get into a heavy game here. Both teams can play a physical game. Both of them can score. It might come down to which goalie is hotter here. Minnesota right now has 91 points, 1 point over St. Louis in the battle for home ice in the first round of the playoffs. Also, the teams will also meet again on April 16th, but this time in St. Louis. So these 2 games will go a long way in determining who gets that home ice advantage for sure. I looked at one stat that really stood out for me was that Minnesota is 1-7 in the last 8 games that they played St. Louis, and I know that extends over more than just a year. It extends over probably 2.5 years. So we're talking different teams as well. But I'm going to take St. Louis. They've been hot here. This could also be an overtime game, but I'm going to take them to win this one 4-3.
I go with Minnesota.
All right. It could go that way. You never know. Last game of the night, Colorado and Winnipeg after a 3-1 loss on Wednesday to the Red Wings. That put them on a 3-game losing streak. The Jets are well aware that their chances now to make the playoffs are just about 0. Sitting 8 points out of a playoff spot with 11 games to go. The math doesn't look good at all for them. And to boot, they have to take on, the top team in the league in Colorado. It's going to be extremely difficult. The Avalanche, on the other hand, they despite a rash of injuries that they've had, they're riding a 4-game winning streak, which was capped by Tuesday's 6-4 win over Pittsburgh to sweep a home-and-home series against them. And it officially gave the Avalanche their ticket to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Among those players that are sort of sidelined, I mean, you can start with Gabriel Landeskog, who's been out for quite a while. Nazem Kadri's still out. And Nikushkin's out. Defense, we have Girard is out. And also Ryan Murray. But at least they got back Bo Byram on Tuesday after he had been sidelined 37 games prior to that for concussion issues. The Avalanche have put together a 9-1-1 run in which they have outscored their opponents 38-23, and the defensive performance has Coach Jared Bedard excited about the potential of this squad going into the playoffs. And I would agree with him 100%. I like what I see with Colorado all around. I think their goaltending is maybe not excellent, but it's very good, and it's definitely good enough to get them through the playoffs. But for tonight, I think they'll dispose of Winnipeg by a score of 4-2.
I just pick up some people. Your score, total score.
Total score 35. 35, yeah, sounds good.
I'll go with 32.
32, let me put that down here.
Nuno is 5-4. 34 for Kelly. She go with Kaprizov. Total for Nuno 34. All right. Colorado 4-2-5-2. And obviously, I'm again behind, so I go with Florida, Ekman, McCall, McKinnon, Barkov, and Ubidu.
And I'll go with, even though I took St. Louis, I'm going to take Minnesota now.
I know I don't understand, but
That's okay. I'm hedging my bets. Dolan and McAvoy, and then Kaprizov, Rantanen, and Kucherov.
Pierre Martin said 33. Awesome. I got everybody your predictions. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Don't forget to give us your prediction of the players you don't have it. Mr. ENORTAP, at the end of the show, we always do something like that, where usually we do this way. And we said, what? Mr. ENORTAP is going to be where? He's going to be on breakaway because he's going to pick up the puck right away in the middle of the ice. He's going to be all the way alone. Straight right there tonight, and the goalie is Jamo Virtanen. But again, ENORTAP with his quick release, go right there over the blocker of the Jamo Virtanen to give again another W for the Hockey National Show by a score of 4-3. Again, ENORTAP, one of the best scorer on shootout, and for all the people do it and shootout. Here we go, Mr. ENORTAP. It's time to tell us what you're going to pay attention, not only tonight, but also on the weekend.
Well, of course, we're going to keep our eyes open, see how far our Muffin Man, Mr. Austin Matthews, can continue his scoring streak. He's already established the new Toronto Maple Leaf franchise record for number of goals in a year. We'll see if he hits first 60 and beyond that. I predict he'll probably end off with I think 61 or 62 at the most. In terms of the games tonight, Coach, two of them really stand out to me. The Boston and Tampa game. Ordinarily, I wouldn't think too much. I would say Tampa should win this game, but they haven't been playing well. I think for their own sake, they have to really put together a good game to sort of convince themselves that they haven't lost a step on other teams this year, and to start setting themselves up for the playoffs in terms of reestablishing their will on other teams. The other game is Minnesota and St. Louis, as you saw and we talked about already. Again, could go either way with these two teams. I think they're pretty much set up the same way. I just think that Minnesota has a slightly better defense than St. Louis at the current time. And perhaps I would even venture to say more solid two goalies in Talbot and Fleury. They have a bit of pedigree there, and they've been through this before. Whereas St. Louis is going to have to really rely on Husso to take him through, and we'll see. Like rookies always react differently come playoff time, so we'll see where that goes. But those are the two main games for me.
Yep, Kiro game decision, and then we have Blake Wheeler is going to be day to day. LANHAM is out. McDonough is still out. Pallet should play tonight. But I want to mention to you yesterday, Tyler Mate is out, possible for rest of the year.
Wow.
James Rimmer out for the rest for we don't know. Tanner Pearson for the Vancouver is day to day. And I just want to share with you about those injuries for happening about that one over there. Oui, Alex, c'est vraiment surpris pour le 10e rang. Mr. ENORTAP, we're going to be back at 8 o'clock for the Hockey National Show. We invite everybody to be with us Sunday night. We have a special edition. It's called Power Play Show for Sunday night. We're going to go Sunday night, Mr. ENORTAP, about the who is the worst and the best player for each team, and we're going to make some comments about each one of them. So we're going to be about that one Sunday night. I just put my email inside the chat for everybody who want to join us during the prediction for the weekend. You send me your prediction, same thing we did tonight for the days for Saturday or the days for Sunday or both days. If you play both days, please send it an email Saturday and send me another one the Sunday. It's easier for me to to check every game about that one over there. So that's coming happening. And Mr. ENORTAP, I can't wait to see what's happening tomorrow night. Boston, Toronto, Montreal for sure. And
go Leafs, go.
And then Mr. ENORTAP, one more thing before we go is how is going to be the standing Monday morning?
Yeah. Like I said, I think this weekend there's at least 2 or 3 very important games that are coming up, and that will go a long way in determining where they
maybe Vegas out, maybe LA in the trouble, Winnipeg be out, Vancouver could be out. So 3 teams over there. For rest we East, we know already, but a big weekend for the hockey for sure. We're going to follow around the league, Mr. ENORTAP. So we thank you so much for not only for today, but for all every day this week in the Sunday beginning. We appreciate your insight for everything. Like you said, you are right is because of us, and when we are wrong is because of you. So that's happening all the time. He knows how this works. Awesome. And he's the Hall of Famer,
amazing,
Mr. ENORTAP.
And remember,
going back to the Hall of Fame.
You have greatness inside of you.
Good night, everyone. Good night,
I don't
Coach.
know what is your plan, Mr. ENORTAP, but maybe for next Friday, you should return to the Hall of Fame this weekend to check a little bit more what's going on with it.
I'm going to take Danny with me.
Have a great weekend, Mr. ENORTAP. Thanks again for everybody. Have an amazing, great one. But before we leave, be well, be healthy. Find a way not only dominate your day, but find a way one, Mr. ENORTAP,
to dominate your 2022.
Here we go. Have an amazing, great night, everybody. Here we go. Thank you, Nona, Stressic, John Gregor, Peter, Christophe, Nona, John Gregor, Alexis Dubec, Pierre-Martin, Kelly, Yamo, Robert King, John Gregor, Richard Mullen, Pierre-Martin, we said earlier, Joseph LANHAM, Jose Duarte, Tiny T, Donor.